there, it's late. It's like you've pushed a good thing too far. There was the feast, there was the fun, there was the dancing, there was the singing.
Well done.
And then you went to the fucking after party. You just had to go to the after. But you see, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there's an element of it that is, it's like you couldn't stop when the party stopped. You had to go keep it going, and then everything turns sickly. And even when you're like, it's just that you know, that place and that hour of the night when like the villains are out
and you have no control and you can't necessarily leave.
Yeah, and you're not, it's not your world anymore. You're not in Kansas anymore. There's some other presence or presences,
and you have no guarantee you're going to be safe and okay.
And they don't have your best interest at heart. Shoot the gun, have a drink, and then in the morning, you know, you're just fucked, and you've done something terrible, and like you've lost a limb or a tooth, or, you know, it's like something terrible has happened, and you're just like, oh my god, like I don't know, why do we go there? It's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't know why I went there when I was
I don't think I would do that now at my present state of life, but I think at 23 we have such bravado about us. I can see it my college students I teach, and the way they ride their skateboards and their scooters and the way they live, and they don't think they're going to get sick, and they don't think shit's going to happen to them. There's that bravado that comes at that early age. You don't really know shit, but you think you do, and you get yourself into situations. Fortunately, I let that happen enough times that I have this reservoir of these precarious moments, demonic-like moments. I really like you bringing in the demonic, because that's Coleridge's word for the journey we make into the source of creativity, you know.
So it is to the demonic.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In Coleridge's great poem, which we've talked about, you know, Kubla Khan, it's the demonic that opens up. Everything's controlled. I'm going to build this beautiful palace, and I'm going to have these 5 acres, and everything's great, and it's going to be beautiful. And it's really about this ancient Chinese emperor who's going to do this, Kubla Khan. And then the unexpected happens, and suddenly this gulf opens up, this trench opens up, and he falls into it. And as he's falling into his id, he's falling into his subconscious, he's falling into the dream self. But Coleridge always uses the word demonic journey. There's fairy elves. It's a place of loss of control. And I think he's right with that.
And why? And like, I know this imagery, right? And I know some people would say, well, you have to, you know, it's a process of civilizing that, you know, you're inside your castle and you have to go outside the castle and you know, conquer more lands, and then you expand your castle, or you expand your realm, you expand your paradise, you expand your farm. Or there's the tree, you know, that the roots reach down into hell so that the branches can reach up into heaven.
I think he's saying, if you really want to know the answer, where does creativity come from? How do we make great art? What's the source of it? How do we end up with, you know, Picasso's Guernica or Beethoven's late quartets? I think what Coleridge is saying is you have to allow yourself to go to a dangerous place, into this demonic, and, you know, it's not safe, and it's also, you're going to the source of art that cannot be censored or controlled. And people always fear that. They want to censor, they want to control art. And I think what Coleridge is saying, we're going into a place, there is no censorship, there is no control, and you might find some really disturbing, you know, psychosexual, who knows what, once you go into that realm. But that's the source of creativity, this, as he sees it, this erupting wild geyser that puts out these huge, unshaped fragments that later can be turned into art and poetry, because we get a hold of it.